see it just start to spread out a little bit behind him, and if that's the case, then he can attack this lap. It's almost a given he's going to lose a place to Mitch Evans. But it's then, as you say, Jake Dennis doesn't want to lose a place to Da Costa, because Da Costa's got that extra power already of attack mode. You see 3 minutes and 26 seconds left of attack mode.
So as you can see, Da Costa no attack modes left, Mortara both of his. So they come into the S's now, towards turn 11 and 12. Da Costa, we'll see whether he can now close in and get ahead of Jake Dennis. Van Doorn is in attack mode too. Vern is currently managing the race fairly well, but Mortara behind him does have an attack mode to use still. Well, 2 attack modes, so he's got 1 more in the bank than Vern, and now Mortara does go into attack mode then. Through the left-hander. Gets out ahead of Dennis, no. So he does come out behind Jake Dennis, down in 5th place, and Da Costa's on the attack. And so, Mortara is ahead of Da Costa then. So that's quite important strategically, that he's ahead of Da Costa and has got attack mode for another 3.5 minutes, and has quickly dispatched Jake Dennis into turn 1.
That's absolutely key to Mortara's strategy. Now he's going to close down Mitch Evans ahead of him in the Jaguar. But I thought Mortara was going to lose more than that, Jack. It seems to have worked out very well for the Rocket Venturi team.
So now he will attempt to fly back up to the back of Vernon Evans, who are running in 1st and 2nd. Da Costa on Dennis. Da Costa through.
Da Costa again with attack mode. And again, there'll be some ebbing and flowing throughout the race.
To push to close the gap on Evans.
So Mortara now being told you've got to close the gap to Evans and Vern ahead.
And Stoffel Van Dorn passing Jake Dennis as well. Jake Dennis in a bit of trouble, it looks like. Yeah, there'll be some ebbing and flowing as the balance of the car shifts as a leader. Jean-Eric Verne takes attack mode as well. Mitch Evans back to the head of the race.
So that's Verne's 2nd attack mode, and Mitch Evans is now in the lead of the race. So Evans leads, but he's still got an attack mode to take. Verne in 2nd does not. Mortara in 3rd does. Da Costa in 4th does not. Van Dorn in 5th does. So interesting with these Formulae races to know what way it's going to go and what way it's going to work out.
Yeah, what we don't know right now, again, is battery temperature, how much the guys can regenerate, how much energy they can put into the battery without overheating the battery. It's like your phone. When you charge your phone up, you do it quickly, it heats up even more. So you see Jean-Eric Verne all over the back already of Mitch Evans.
24 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Evans, Verne, Mortara, Da Costa, Van Dorn. The same 4 again. Down into the hairpin of turn 13.
Jean-Eric Verne had a snap of oversteer as he came out of turn 12. I thought he was going to make an attempt into 13, but he just got that snap of oversteer that cost him distance to the car in front.
Does Evans go for it this time? He does not. Mortara is still in attack mode. There into attack mode go the 2 Porsches, Verline and Lotterer from 7th and 9th, respectively. Energy remaining, Jean-Eric Verne has a little less than those around him. He and Da Costa have a little less, but there's pretty much nothing in it. And here comes Verne for the lead of the race. Into turn 1, and Jean-Eric Verne takes the lead. Evans, I thought, was going to try and get the cut back into turn 2, but it wasn't to be. But Evans still has an attack mode to use.
Yeah, that would have been a brave move, Jack. Turns 1, 2 and 3 really going to one long corner. And Mitch Evans just discretion being the better part of valor right there.
Verne, Evans, Da Costa, Van Dorn and De Vries are the 5 drivers with fan boost, so they will get a 5-second power boost in the second half of the race. So 4 of the front 5 receiving the fan boost vote. Right up to the wall, down into turn 13. So Evans, has he got enough of a gap to go for it now in the Jaguar in 2nd place? Let's have a look.
Nope.
No, not this time.
I was going to say, does he wait until Mortara runs out of attack mode behind him? As we see Stoffel Van Dorn, the Mercedes, take it. Lucas de Grassi in the 2nd of the Black Rocket Venturis as well.
And he comes out just in front of Andre Lotterer, who they were fighting earlier on. Now, Van Dorn tried to take attack mode, but missed it. Missed attack mode, Stoffel Van Dorn, so that has cost him a good few seconds and maybe has knocked him out of the lead battle. So that's really frustrating for Stoffel Van Dorn. Eduardo Mortara is now out of his 1st attack mode. Jean-Eric Verne leading. He's in attack mode for another minute. Evans has another one Mortara has another one. And I think it's those kind of four for the win. I don't think Jake Dennis in 5th place is going to be able to make much progress.
Yeah, Jake Dennis in the red Andretti, he looks like he's on more of an offensive posture right now than attacking.
There is Dennis, just ahead of Stoffel Vandoorne. We'll see if Vandoorne goes for it again into attack mode here. None of the top 4 do.
Confirm attack, confirm attack.
Vandoorne goes for it again and activates it this time around. So he is now in 6th position. Sorry, 7th position, make that. Verline gains another place, so he's been up 5 places so far in the course of this ePrix. But Verne's lead is looking fairly comfortable as they come down into turn 1. Jean-Eric Verne now runs out of fan boost. That's Stoffel Vandoorne missing the attack mode activation, frustratingly for him.
Yeah, very frustrating. We've seen it happen so many times, Jack. The margin for error is very limited, and obviously the driver's trying to catch as much speed as possible to lose the minimum amount of positions as they go through attack mode. Again, Jake Dennis, look, he's got Pascal Wehrlein behind him in the Porsche. He's just not happy, it looks like, with the balance, with the speed of the car, as we get 25 minutes into this race.
Verlein's having a great race. Really impressive.
Very methodical, isn't he? Yeah, super methodical. Still got attack mode, and he'll be looking to, as Jake Dennis goes to attack mode now, and that saves Pascal Wehrlein having to pass him now. Wehrlein's got a clear track to Antonio Felix da Costa, who's just up the road from him.
20 minutes plus 1 lap to go as Verne comes across the line. Down into turn 1. Here with 20 minutes plus a lap to go in the Jakartaeprix, round 9 of the ABB FIA Formulae World Championship. Myself, Jack Nicholls, and Dario Franchitti with you as we watch these electric cars racing around the streets of the Indonesian capital. And Jean-Eric Verne is leading at the moment by about a second, looking comfortable enough, but Mitch Evans behind him has another attack mode to use in the Jaguar, as does Eduardo Mortara, who's 3rd at the moment in the black Rocket Venturi car.
Just watching Jake Dennis, just looks like he's not happy with the balance, Jack. The front of the car is sliding on the way through the middle of the corner, and the back snaps round on exit. So yeah, just a lack of grip, and you can see even with attack mode, he's going backwards.
It's top 4, running fairly comfortably now, clear of the rest of the field. And there is the rest of the field, all behind Pascal Wehrlein in 5th place. There come the leaders across the line again. So Verne in the lead, Mitch Evans in 2nd, Mortara in 3rd, da Costa in 4th. And here's a look from Vandoorne on Wehrlein. Silver Mercedes EQ gets through. So that is 5th place for Vandoorne. He's in attack mode, so he's got extra power and gets ahead of the Porsche man. You can see the rear view from Jean-Eric Verne up in the tower on the top left. That's looking back at Evans trying to chase him down.
Yeah, and Evans closed the gap a couple of tenths that lap. If he can keep that up, he's going to be on the back wing of the black and gold Cheetah pretty soon. The car's sliding as they come through turn 12, just actually turn 11 into 12. Just the grip of the car, they're really on top of the circuit. And looking for every little piece of grip they can find out there.
Leaders again coming through turn 16. No one going for attack mode still. Well, Verne and da Costa can't because they've used their 2 allocated chunks of 4 minutes. Evans and Mortara have, and are they just trying to wait for each other to decide when to do it? Who's going to blink first, perhaps?
And Evans moved the gap up again, 3/10 on Mortara that lap, so he's just trying to edge away so they can take a second attack mode without losing position. Jake Dennis defending from Pascal Wehrlein in the Porsche.
Yeah, I think he was getting ahead actually because he just took attack mode, so he's got ahead. Evans and Mortara, look, are the only 2 in the field with 1 attack mode to go, so they're doing it very differently.
You can hear the tyres locking on the brakes. They try to sort of not only brake, but to try and regenerate, put some energy back into the battery. But then it shows you how little grip there is out there. I think the words of the day are grip and heat.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that will sort of become more and more apparent towards the end of the ePrix.
We can arm fan boost. We can arm fan boost.
So Van Dorn being told we can arm fan boost. He's running in 5th place at the moment, but he will probably use it to defend from Jake Dennis, because Dennis is going to have attack mode down this main start straight. I don't know if he's close enough, in all honesty, so keep your eyes on 5th and 6th place here across the line. Does Van Dorn even fire it? I don't think he does, because there's no real need. Dennis is not close enough coming into turn 1, so Van Dorn doesn't use fan boost this time around in the number 5 Mercedes EQ. 16 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Dennis is now out of attack mode, so it's all now about when Evans and Mortara will activate their attack mode and how much progress they can make when they do so.
The bad news for Evans is Adrian Mortara caught him back those 3/10 that lap, so the gap is the same again. And if he's going to take, if he is going to take attack mode, he's probably going to lose certainly 1 spot, possibly 2.
Cars flashing through that sequence of corners at 8, 9 and 10. Vern and Mortara having a little bit less energy available than Mitch Evans. Evans is looking quite strong for energy at the moment, not massively so. And there goes Mortara into attack mode. His second attack mode, he's got 4 minutes where he'll have more power than the rest of the cars ahead of him, but he's dropped down into 4th place as a result.
Let's use some energy, ENO plus 004.
And Joseph Rocker, Evans' engineer, has just seen those energy stats that we put up and has decided, right, we can afford to use a bit more energy, because the teams only get to see the other cars' energy when we show them.
I think we're trying to do 2 things there. We're trying to open up the gap from Da Costa and obviously close down the gap to Vern before he takes that second attack mode. And he's going to try and get into the lead of the race with that extra power, and then having track position, either drive away or hold up Jean-Eric Vern behind him. That's the plan.
Easy.
Yeah, theoretically we've got it won.
And has Evans now got a gap to activate his attack mode? There's a look at those drivers who have fan boost still. I think Evans might be quite close to a gap here to come out in front of Da Costa potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be doing it right now, Jack. I think it's far enough ahead. Let's see what he does. Here
We push and attack, no magic paddle, push and attack.
Through goes Evans, activates attack mode. And that's what it means to James Barkley as Evans emerges second in the race, crucially still ahead of Antonio Felix Da Costa. And now he's going to start the charge to try and close in on Jean-Eric Vern. But here comes Da Costa on fan boost. He's having to defend here from Eduardo Mortara. And Mortara can't make it through.
I think Mortara gave him a little shove in the braking zone as he moved across the front of him. That's massive for Mitch Evans to hold position. Let's see how much he can close that gap now to Jean-Eric Vern, the leader of the race. He's 1.7 seconds behind, but he gained 0.3 of a second through the first sector.
He's going to be up on the back of him before too long. Less than 14 minutes plus a lap to go in this fascinating Jakartaeprix so far. Here's Evans' radio.
Da Costa is holding Mortara back. We could magic paddle.
Costa is holding Mortara back, so we could magic paddle, is the message to Evans. I'm not 100% sure what the magic paddle is, to be honest.
Me neither. I'd be guessing right now, which has never stopped me before.
Yeah.
Just watching Mortara's car, looks like he's got a slightly better balance, but he's also got a load that he's got an extra 13% of power, which always makes the car handle a little bit better when it goes quicker in a straight line. Here he comes. And there's no holding him back, I'd say, right now from Antonio Felix Da Costa.
Mortara gets through in the Venturi ahead of the DS Techeetah of Da Costa. So one DS Techeetah leading the way, the other down in 4th place with Evans and Mortara in 2nd and 3rd. There's Evans, there's Mortara with Da Costa right behind. Now Evans on that last lap only closed in about half a second to Jean-Eric Vern, the race leader.
But again, he's got to look after everything. You can't just close the gap in one go. You use too much energy, you use too much of the tyre, so you've got to be a little bit careful as you see him coming through turns 11, 12, skimming the walls. A little bit of lift and coast, braking into 13. Neat and tidy. Mitch Evans got such a smooth driving style.
only taken 3/10 out of Verne on this lap so far. In fact, sorry, only 2/10 so far. Into the final corner, and we'll get a look at the gap between them. It was 1.3 seconds. And in terms of energy, Mortara has a little more, but everybody is about the same in that front four. So it's just about Evans using the next lap to try and catch up to the back of Jean-Eric Verne. And paper bag or something, I think. I don't think it's bodywork, or it might be some of the advertising from around the side of the circuit, but that has gone flying in the air.
Just watching Jake Dennis there in the Avalanche Andretti car, the red car on camera now, the car sliding a lot more than those around him, the back end of the car sliding a lot more, so it looks like it's using its tyres harder. And this next 11 minutes plus 1 lap are not going to be nice, I think, for Jake Dennis.
Here's a replay of Dennis getting overtaken by Pascal Wehrlein into turn 1. Wehrlein gets the move done. So Dennis, yeah, okay, he did send it back. Got the cut back into turn 2 and 3. Very nice move from Dennis.
That would explain why he's sliding around. He's been offline. Nice move. Every time I see Jake Dennis is doing something wrong, he's actually doing something really right. So, sorry, Jake.
Here comes Evans down towards the first corner.
Only 15
he's
seconds.
A little too far back to attack Jean-Eric Verne.
You saw him slide off the last corner.
Nose to tail for the lead. Verne ahead of Evans. And Evans has caught up to the back of him now, so it's just a pure race from here on in. And it's between Verne and Evans for the win in the Jakartaeprix. They've both got fan boost available as well. And we're on board with Evans now, fighting for the win and fighting for the top positions in the championship, because Evans has 83 points, Verne has 98. So a win here would be huge for Evans' championship challenge. Stoffel Vandoorne, the championship leader, in 5th at the moment.
And they've got the same energy, but just watching Mitch Evans' steering wheel, he's not fighting the back of the car, so the balance of the Jaguar looks really good right now. They haven't really been on board with Jean-Eric Verne, but the Jaguar looking strong. You've got to watch the body language of the car, it's not sliding. And look how much time he gained into turn 18.
Across the line comes Jean-Eric Verne, and as it stands, he would take the lead of the championship by 2 points ahead of Stoffel Vandoorne. Mortara would drop down to 3rd, Evans would be in 4th. So this is big. This would give Jean-Eric Verne the championship lead if things stay like this. Lucas de Grassi, meanwhile, has been fighting with Pascal Wehrlein. Wehrlein used his fan boost a moment ago, and just a little biff between the Venturi and the Porsche driver. But this is the fight for the lead of the race, but also in some ways the championship, because Vandoorne is down in 5th position. We're starting the second half of the season. After this race, we are going to Marrakesh, and then a couple of races in New York and London and South Korea. And Verne and Evans are right together for the lead. The 32-year-old Frenchman, the Parisian, up against the young New Zealander in the Jaguar.
Jean-Eric Verne in the black and gold Techeetah double champion, looking in his mirrors as he went down the straight. You could see him looking. It's like, where is Mitch Evans in the Jaguar? So he's feeling the pressure already. And Mitch Evans, if he's feeling that a little bit quicker, he's going to be thinking, okay, where can I make the move? Where's my advantage? Where can I make it count?
The DS Techeetah team there on the inset on the right-hand side. As we go left, back out with the Beach City Mall on the right. Pushing so hard, so on the limit here, and even when Verne was trying to get that stopped for turn 7, it looked right on the edge.
Yeah, absolutely right, Jack, and as much as I've talked about the Jaguar looking good in 2nd place, I've got to say the DS Techeetah in the lead looks equally as well balanced.
Mortara dropping away a little in 3rd place. The Swiss racer, and then actually Vandoorne is getting back at the Costa. Into the pits, Nick de Vries. Nick de Vries in the pit lane and seemingly out of the running. Here he comes now.
He's got a flat left rear tyre.
Yeah, correct. Rear left puncture for de Vries. But his teammate is up in 5th place. I think this will signal the end of de Vries' championship chances. but 7 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Verne leading, Evans right behind him. This is great. As far as energy is concerned, it's been pretty close for the whole of the race, and it still is.
Yeah, look at it.
I've never seen it this close for a whole ePrix. Giovinazzi's doing something a bit different. But here's Evans to the inside. Evans attacks into turn 7 and takes the lead of the Jakarta ePrix.
Where did that come from?
Good job, mate. Good job.
I don't think Verne saw that coming either. And can Verne now fight back? The crowd are on their feet.
I'm glad it wasn't just us, Jack. That came from nowhere. Mitch Evans in the Jaguar. Was there a mistake by Jean-Eric Verne in the corner before? Let's see, has he got the speed to fight back?
Evans getting a huge round of applause as he comes around the stadium section at turn 16, because he is now leading in Jakarta and trying to get his championship challenge properly back on track. It would be his 3rd win of the season. The first driver to achieve that. We've got 6 minutes plus a lap to go, and there's half a second between Evans and Verne. Can the DS Techeetah of Jean-Eric Verne, the 2-time champion, do anything to respond? If it finishes like this, Van Dorn holds the championship lead, and Verne is up into 2nd place. And this was how Mitch Evans did it. Sent it to the inside and got it done on the brakes, and nothing Verne could do.
So impressive, because it is so dirty offline. And look how bumpy it is too. Yeah, as you say, Jack, got it stopped, got the car rotated. Fantastic stuff.
Evans leading the way now. Jean-Eric Verne down to 2nd place. Jean-Eric Verne has slightly less usable energy as well than Mitch Evans too. So things are looking pretty good for the Jaguar driver out in front now. 5 minutes plus a lap to go.
The bad news for Verne is Mortara is coming along too in the Rocket Venturi. He's just closing the gap to the car in front. You see the 3rd car in view.
Onto the brakes, into the first corner. Less than 5 minutes plus a lap to go. We will get the added time in a couple of moments too. So there will be a little longer because we had that safety car at the start. But here comes Evans, then comes Verne, then comes Mortara, then comes Da Costa and Van Dorn right together. Van Dorn in 5th position in the Mercedes EQ, trying to put pressure on Antonio Felix Da Costa. Didn't look that strong in the early phases of this race, Stoffel Van Dorn, but he's coming back on strong now. Down into turn 7 we go. With 4 minutes plus a lap to go, we're on board with Stoffel Van Dorn in driver's eye, running in 5th place, trying to get ahead of Antonio Felix Da Costa.
And this camera right next to the driver's left eye. Fantastic view. This is exactly what the driver sees. You can see the driver can't actually see the nose of the car, how far it extends, so when they hit the car in front, it's a good excuse. You see him grabbing some oversteer, controlling the slide from the back of the car as he comes through turn 17 into the final corner. He looks strong at this point. I think Stoffel Van Dorn looking to line up Antonio Felix Da Costa. He uses fan boost.
Van Dorn on the attack for 4th position. Da Costa covers the inside. Van Dorn to the outside. Nothing he can do even with the fan boost. Can't get the cutback either. And Da Costa holds the place for the time being. We saw there that there'll be a minute and a half of added time. So when this 3 minutes and 20 gets to 0, it'll then go back up to a minute 30. And then there'll be a minute 30 plus 1 lap remaining. Van Dorn not able to get ahead of Da Costa in the fight for 4th position. Evans, Verne, Mortara for the lead, and then Da Costa, Van Dorn for 4th place. Jake Dennis still running in 6th position. Evans and Verne still have an attack mode to go.
Jeff might use fan boost on the main straight.
It's Evans being told that Verne might use fan boost on the main straight, which they're coming up to in a few moments' time. A couple of corners. And on the run down towards turn 1, is Jean-Eric Verne going to be close enough? Doesn't look like it, to be perfectly honest, but 2.5 minutes plus a lap to go. He's running out of time to try and use it. Verne does. Verne is on fan boost, but he's not close enough.
No, absolutely not, Jack. And you've got to have a big advantage to be able to pass on the brakes into one. You can get them on straight line speed down the straight. But into turn one, it's a tough one. But Vern, right there, the slightest mistake from Mitch Evans in the Jaguar leading the race, and Jean-Eric Vern will pounce.
And we have seen those errors before. Evans running really well in New York at the end of the last year before tapping the wall. But it's Vern who makes the error. Big lock-up on the left front. How much ground has he lost? None. He's right there. We're on board with the Frenchman. If it finishes like this, he moves into second in the championship. If he wins the race, he moves into the lead of the championship. But Eduardo Mortara in the Rocket Venturi has caught them as well. The second place man in the standings has joined this fight.
Three-way battle for the lead. Who blinks first?
Between three of the top four in the championship. Out onto the start straight again. 1:20 plus a lap to go. Plus the added time. You just wonder, is Vern biding his time? The energy still all the same. Have a look and see which one dips down to 8% first, and that will give you an idea of who has a tiny, tiny, tiny bit less. And, well, Evans and Vern ticked over pretty much identically.
That's incredible. They're all on exactly the same energy level.
5-second time penalty for Andre Lotterer. Caused a collision with Nick De Vries. That'll be why De Vries ended up with a puncture and in the pits for a new tyre.
Again, these guys carry the maximum amount of speed. You want to save energy, carry as much speed as you can when you're off throttle, and that's easy to make a mistake in those situations. Jean-Eric Vern absolutely stalking Mitch Evans in the lead.
Through 16, you can see the dark clouds coming as one of Jakarta's traditional storms appears to be on the way. A little too late to affect the race on what is turning into a beautiful evening and a very entertaining first ever Jakartaeprix. Across the line we come then, and the added time is about to get added on now. And so the added time of 1:30 plus 1 lap to go. Mortara's being told he's got more energy than the drivers in front. And that could give him a chance to gain 1 place.
That's what you want to hear as a driver. Just gives you that impetus, just keep attacking. And you know the two ahead of you are in trouble.
We're going to have 2 to go at the end of this one. So 2.5 laps remaining by my calculations. So they're going to be a bit tight on energy here.
And you saw Vern go down to 5% and back up to 6 as he put some energy back into the battery. Watch them again into 13. See if it goes back up to 6%. No, this is going to be tight, Jack. The only other way they can do it is by slowing down over this lap to shorten the race distance, but I don't think so. I wouldn't be doing it with Jean-Eric Vern right behind me in my gearbox.
Vern is on the charge now. Coming into turn 18, the right-hander, and this will be the start of the penultimate lap of the race. This is going to be really tight. Vern has a little bit less energy, and Vern's going for the lead here. Down towards turn 1, Evans covers the inside.
But now he's got dirt on his tyres, Jack. Can't overdo it through turn 1. Look how
Gets
slow
out of
he
shape.
is.
Evans got out of shape. Vern is all over the back of him. Bump.
Evans is just out of position ever so slightly at every corner.
But he got a little bit of a good run coming through 4. This is the view back from Evans.
I'm struggling with the race.
Evans under big attack. 2 laps to go. Evans saying, I'm struggling with the rear tyres.
Watching about 3 corners time. Let's see if Jean-Eric Vern sends one down the inside into turn 13. Coming up.
1 lap to go at the end of this one.
Ah, here comes Vern. No, nothing doing.
And Mortara is right in the fight as well. This is going to be so tight on the final lap of the Jakartaeprix. We've got 3 for the win.
And you see the wide line from Evans trying to keep the momentum up through these long sweeping corners.
Mortara has more energy than the pair of them. Bit of a twitch from Jean-Eric Vern. Look how close Mortara is now. Final lap of the race coming up. And we've got 3 for the win in the Jakartaeprix.
Okay, last lap, we have more stops than the other.
Mortara to the outside into turn 1. Evans is just doing enough. Vern's in big energy trouble here. He's got 1%. Evans and Mortara have 2%. Vern is going to struggle to finish second here, surely. They're coming down into the left-hander of 7. They're both, Evans and Vern covering the inside defensively. Can Mortara find a way through? There's only really 2 more overtaking opportunities. And the first one is coming up into turn 13.
Through 12, this is the run up to 13 now. No, he lifts really early, Mitch Evans. Vern defending like crazy. So able to put the energy back into the battery, back up to 1%.
It's a long run to the line as well, so they may have to lift off here, Jean-Eric Vern, earlier than Mortara. Mortara tries to get through. Vern's out of shape. Evans is surely going to hold on. I think Vern is going to run out of energy here. He covers the inside again. It's going to be right together for second place. But Mitch Evans in the Jaguar has driven a superb race, and Mitch Evans wins in Jakarta.
Come on, come on, come on!
Vern holds on to second place at the line by 0.2 of a second. That's what it means to the Jaguar team and James Barkley. And Mitch Evans takes his 3rd win of the season.
Let's have a chat to Mitch Evans.
That was hard to manage. Woo! Right, nice work, guys. Nice work. You gave me the car that we needed. Thank you. Let's start you guys. Thank you.
Mitch is Dario on TV. Congratulations. That was an incredible drive.
Thanks, mate. Bye.